All right, good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. All right, let's talk Smackdown. Ooh, ooh. So they were doing qualifiers for Money in the Bank. Let's start off the show. I knew like CM Punk had to come out first, or that crowd was spent like had taken over that show, chanting CM Punk all night. I loved it. Again, some of you might remember this. I was not a CM Punk fan. I was not happy when he came back. I didn't think we needed him. And I like just did not get CM Punk. I'm starting to get why people love him more and more. And I loved the promo, the Paul Heyman and him moment. I mean, that was the only person who could interrupt him and not get beat up. It was great. It was so cute. Paul is like going for an Emmy. That's all I could say. I don't know if a wrestler's ever won an Emmy, but Paul's going for the Emmy with some of these performances. It was great. And that moment when he's like, Paul, you said you were doing a favor for me. What was the favor you asked back? And he's like, take me with you. I mean, I just next level. Paul is next level. He will always be next level. He is the GOAT. He is the man. You gotta give him his flowers. I loved that. Loved Cody coming out. I was like, where's everyone? Where's Randy Orton? Where's Kevin? And then so that moment was great. It set up the match for later on, which was really good. Um, and it solidified that CM Punk was in the building, which was key, which we knew. The women's qualifier, this is my prediction. I do think they're showing the seeds of Bianca and Jade having a feud. I think what's going to happen is Jade will advance and become very focused on Money in the Bank, and then Bianca will get mad. I don't know. I see it. I'm curious how much of a slow burn they're going to be able to do with this because Money in the Bank is in a couple of weeks. I'm curious where they're going after that. That's my next prediction in this. I don't think they can let Jade win Money in the Bank. I just think she's so green and you still see issues in her game. I don't think you can put the belt on her yet, but that's just my opinion. Meacham again is being like squashed. That's just like her role now. Give her a storyline, please. I feel like they might be building something with her, Tiffany, and Nia Jax, but I don't know what. A little confused. Love Chelsea Green winning. You all know I love my Chelsea. And it's interesting because both of the winners last night were kind of like slide and last minute things. But I love me some Chelsea Green, always and forever. Her facial, she's next level with her facials during matches. Just love her. With that, I thought the Kevin Owens qualifier was really interesting with him nursing a knee, an ankle or a leg or whatever it is. I loved the jumping of him. I loved I thought it was good. I thought that was a good match. The Randy Orton qualifier. Randy Orton's just a beautiful specimen of a man. I think he should always win. I think we're all know that by now with me. But I liked how similar to the Chelsea Green one, Mello just kind of like slide in at the last minute, got it. I think it adds to his heel character. I think it'll add to whatever they're trying to build with him. I don't think it's going to be a feud with Randy, though. I don't think he's at that level to feud with Randy, personally. I do love the building of these like three person factions where you have like, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, and Cody Rhodes kind of like feuding with the bloodline. I'm just curious how long they're going to go on with that. Again, I'm just thinking because War Games will be in November. Are they going to build it to that? Are they going to build it to something before that? I'm curious where this is all going because some are SummerSlam, but SummerSlam. I mean, then where do you go after SummerSlam? You know what I mean? I feel like I'm very unless they finish that SummerSlam and then they do Bloodline versus Bloodline at War Games. Okay, let's go back to the other big storylines. So I liked the backstage segment with Solo and Paul Heyman. We all know Roman's coming back, and we also all know that Solo is not talking to Roman, okay? And I think the playing with Paul's head is just very interesting. I'm curious where that's going to go. I don't know why Paul just doesn't get on a plane and go see Roman, quite honestly. Just go do it. Imagine that segment. So with that, you have this tease throughout, them attacking, trying to get Randy Orton, them trying to get Kevin Owens out, the fights, and then, of course, the banging on the door. I thought maybe it was going to be the Wyatt family. I'm curious, are they just going to be Raw? Or I feel like their level of spooky creepiness, they could pop up anywhere at any time. That's kind of my opinion. And I think they have to keep that going with them. But did not see Drew McIntyre being up CM Punk like that. Phenomenal. I love the detail that they're putting the fake blood on Drew McIntyre's knuckles, so it really looked like he had just beat CM Punk. It was fabulous. I loved it. It was a whole another level of this story, and I'm all about. And for him to do it in Chicago, I'm shocked someone didn't try to jump that railing. Quite honestly. Because we all know Chicago loves CM Punk. So that was just next level. I can't wait to see what happens next with that storyline, quite honestly. I'm very, very excited for that storyline. Main event was, I think, exactly what we thought. Did not see Jacob Fatu premiering last night. Did not see that coming. I was just oh, amazing. We've been waiting for Jacob Fatu forever. I just think Jim Cornette must have been freaking out last night. He was so happy his Simone finally came. But I'm curious. I really thought Jacob Fatu was going to come back and be on Roman Reigns' side. So interesting that he is aligned with the Tongas in Solo. I also heard that they just have signed another Uso family member, Crazy Samoan Tree, and they trademarked another Tonga name. So this faction of the bloodline is really growing, and I'm just curious where that's going to go. And now we do not have, and this is why I keep saying War Games, because we have 4-on-3 right now. If you think of Cody, Kevin Owens, and Randy Orton, where's their fourth? Who's their fourth? Where's their fourth coming from? Could it be? So that is my thoughts on SmackDown. It was a good show. I think it did a good job adding to storylines. I am curious to see what's going to happen with this Tiffy, Meacham, Nia thing. Nia really didn't do much this episode. So I'm curious to see how that's going to go. And I'm loving the build of Drew and Punk. It was phenomenal. I'm loving where the bloodline story goes, but every time I think I have the next step figure out, they change it on me. So I love that. That's why I love watching so much. But what were your thoughts about SmackDown? Did you have a favorite match? Did you have a favorite moment? Did you just love Randy Orton as much as I do? And Chelsea Green, of course, Cody Rhodes. And yes, I did sing the song again. My husband is still amazed. I know the whole song, but I know I'm not alone. That's why I hang out with you guys. Hope you're having a wonderful Saturday, and let me know your thoughts. Let's share and talk about what happened on SmackDown leading to Money in the Bank.